Hey, what's up guys? Tim Nydell here. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's at Tim the Toon Man. So right now I am in my recording studio where I do my podcast. All right there. Saturday Morning Rewind. Please go check it out. And I'm taking us back to October 2018 when I had the chance to interview Ming Chen, who of course is from Comic Book Men. I have been in love with comic books ever since I can honestly remember. I remember my very first comic book I ever got was a gift from my dad. I don't know, I think I was like maybe 5 or 6, and I was laying on the floor, and he tossed me a comic book he just bought from the store, and it was Superman issue 199. And of course that is the issue where Superman and Flash race to see who the fastest man alive is. And I have been addicted to comic books ever since then. I mean, even my first ever real crush was with Linda Carter, who played Wonder Woman. I was also addicted to the Adam West Batman series from the 60s. Love that show to death. So I have been in love with comic books ever since. So it was really great to be able to sit down with Ming Chen for a little bit and talk about comics, what's new with the guys, all that kind of stuff. So here it is, my interview with Ming Chen.
Wow, Saturday Morning Rewind is my favorite show of all time. I'm just going to say that right now. Listen, I grew up waiting all week just for Saturday morning. I'm glad we can rewind.
Let me pay you for that.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Ming, I just want to thank you for everything you do, man.
Oh,
you're like, you remind me a lot of myself, just a little shorter.
Yeah, a lot shorter actually. But yeah.
So
I'm glad. Yeah, I imagine we have the same interests and I mean really the same passions and love. So I love pop culture and comic books and Star Wars and animation and everything that has to do with pop culture. So
that's the same as me.
Yeah, and then when you find like a property or something that you love so much, like you want to share it with everybody else for 2 reasons. One, because it's awesome, but 2, so you have someone to talk to about it. Because yeah, so that's what I do.
So I was a kid of the early '80s. You're around that same era, really.
I am. God, I'm a total '80s kid. Grew up with Bananarama, Karate Kid, Gremlins, Goonies. Mr. T, A-Team, Knight Rider. I could go on and on.
I saw an episode where you got the USS flag.
Yeah, man.
Tell me about that, dude.
So I'm a huge G.I. Joe fan. I lived, breathed, and lived again and died.
Me too.
G.I. Joe, 1982, 83, 84 were like the glory years of G.I. Joe. So every figure that came out, I tried to get. Every vehicle I couldn't get because I wasn't a rich kid. And then one day, I opened up like the little catalog they had in every G.I. Joe vehicle or whatever of the new releases. I saw this thing that looked like a 7-foot aircraft carrier that was made to scale with the figures. And I was like, what? My mind was blown. I'm like, they made a 7-foot aircraft carrier, like the biggest toy ever made.
Yeah.
I want this. I'm gonna do anything I can to get it. So I didn't have any money, too young to get a job, so I had to rely on my parents, who, when they saw a aircraft carrier toy that almost hit the $100 mark, in a world where the little figures were maybe $2.99, there was just no way that was gonna happen. That was a total rich kid toy. Only rich kids could afford this toy.
Yep.
And only rich kids live in a house big enough to house
that's
this toy.
True.
And the closest I ever got was the kid I didn't like that lived behind me. His parents had just gotten divorced, so he got whatever he asked for, and he got it for Christmas one year. So he let me come over, and he let me put the stickers on it, and we played with it. And it wasn't the same though, man. I wanted to own this thing. And 30 years later, came in on our TV show Comic Book Men. Guy made a decent offer, and I bought it.
I am jealous. I've never seen one in person. I want to see one in person.
Oh, dude, it's a thing of beauty. This toy has so much detail, like pipes and like rivets. Like, they don't need to put that on there. As a kid, I wasn't going to notice.
Yeah.
But for their own integrity, they're like, this is what a real aircraft carrier looks like. It's going to have all this detail, and somebody's going to appreciate it.
Yeah.
And later on, I did.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I heard that you kind of became involved with Kevin Smith because you made a fan site for Kevin
I did.
Smith.
Yeah, most people, they'll see a job listing, fill out a resume, and apply for a job that way. It's not how you do things with Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
You have to be a little bit more out of the box with him. When his first movie, Clerks, came out, I made a fan website, and this is pretty early on, mid-1990s. There was no Google, no Amazon, none of this
So was
stuff.
it like GeoCities or Tripod or something?
I hosted on our university web servers.
Okay.
And it was pretty primitive, but I did the best I could. I made a pretty damn good site, I thought. And one day saw it at an internet cafe.
Wow.
Found my contact info, called me, and ended up hiring me later.
Did you
on.
believe it was him when
No,
you said?
I didn't. But on the phone, I kind of heard what I thought was Jason Mewes mumbling in the background. And I was like, all right, so this is Kevin Smith.
And the rest is history, man.
The rest is history, yeah. Went there, started working with him, built his website, his web presence, helped him communicate with fans online, started podcasting shortly after, and then the TV show. So very non-traditional, non-linear path. But
That's
hey,
epic.
man, it's because I did it because I loved it, though.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I know we had a big health scare earlier this year.
Yes.
What were you guys going through at that time?
I was in bed. I woke up to an Instagram post saying that, the guy I've been working with for 20 years,
Yeah.
I've known forever, and a guy that I loved just as a fan, just almost died, had a heart attack.
It was real close.
It was pretty close, yeah. I mean, I another couple minutes.
Yeah.
But he's the only guy I've ever met that has a heart attack, gets trucked to the hospital. 2 hours later, takes a selfie, posts it on Instagram, and then posts his whole story on there. I thought that was great for two things. Kevin's a very open guy, but I love that he broke his own story. He was able to put up all the facts about what happened. It wasn't some poorly written TMZ article. It wasn't speculated. It was right from his mouth. So it was great.
Awesome, man. Well, what's next for you guys and the comic book, man? I know there's no more show and all, but what's going on?
I mean, in this day and age, shows are kind of getting picked up by other streaming services or other networks. So I'm hoping there's that possibility.
I hope so.
If not, we've had a pretty great 7-year run. I just don't feel done yet.
7 years, really? Wow.
I don't feel done. I feel like I could easily go another 3 years.
Yeah.
I just thought as long as there are toys and comic books, we could go on as long as there are toys and comic books, which there will be forever.
Oh, yeah.
So that'd be cool. You'll probably be seeing me at a convention near yours. I love going to Comic-Cons, man. I love this environment. I love being a fan. I love meeting fans. I love buying stuff. I love collecting. So, yeah, things like that. And then me and Mike Zapsik from the TV show just opened up a podcast studio.
Oh, yeah.
About 10 minutes from the comic book store.
Oh, man.
If you watch the show, we feature podcasting a lot. We champion it. Again, this is something I love doing. I love podcasting, so I want to spread that love to everybody else. So we're hoping that takes off. And we're hoping there will be a podcast studio everywhere near you. It's called A Shared Universe. The comic book reference, all these superheroes and villains kind of have their own universes. Occasionally they share them, like in the Avengers or crossover events or whatever. And we're hoping everyone gets to share their universes everywhere around the world soon.
That's epic, man. Ming, thank you.
Thank you, man.
So much for your time.
Thank you. And remember, Saturday morning, Rewind. Watch it, live it, love it, and don't forget about it. It's amazing.